This is Change Over Time, a podcast where I think historically about things I geek. I'm Daniel Horowitz-Garcia, the alternative historian. Today I'd like to tell you about all the stuff I'm going to geek in 2018. I intend more episodes on traditional geek topics like science fiction and fantasy, so prepare to hear more from authors, as well as from folks who have created their own role-playing games with a unique angle. And I'll be reporting more from the field. I'm working on a list of topics, including a history of the apocalypse, and reporting from a Black speculative fiction convention. In 2018, I'll be launching Aftermath, a multi-episode look at Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria through the lens of my family. Of course, I'm going to start with my mom. Just tell me who you are.
I'm Doña Edna, your mother. After the hurricane, the communication just collapsed. No telephone, no mobile telephone, nothing, no light, no water. It has been absolutely terrible, and the response from the government has been even worse. I started seeing it with the truck drivers, and all of a sudden you see it in all the cars. People are flying the Puerto Rican flag, and in the beginning I thought, well, maybe that's just a sense of, well, you know, a few group. But now I see it as a movement of a sentiment of nacionalismo patrio. I see it. I think there's an awakening of the people.
My grandparents and one of my uncles lives in the southeast part of the island, one of the hardest hit areas. They'll talk about what their life is like.
That's the new reality. So if you don't have a solar system in your house generated by batteries, not connected to the electric company, you're not going to have electricity all the time. Because I think there are three factors in play. The government struggle with the energy company, the union with the government, and then the U.S., who are doing a hostile takeover of the electric company. They're going to break it up, and they're going to sell it for profit. You know, that's their MO.
It won't all be family, though. I'm still a geek, and I'll be getting that perspective as well from people like the owner of Capitan Granuja Comics and Games.
We've been open almost 2 months. It doesn't seem like it because as soon as we opened, Irma happened. I believe it was a week. Irma happened. Then after Irma, of course, Maria happened, and we had to remain. I had to break down the store completely, on both occasions. Maria, we were closed for I believe it was 3 weeks, and then we opened after Maria, and we ended up turning the whole comic book store into this kind of like can I say help center? Something like that. We had electricity, we had clean running water, and it turns out, there were a lot of students that were kind of like left behind. They couldn't go back to their homes on the east side of the island because of the aftermath of Maria. So they were stranded in Mayagüez. And we ended up taking care of them. We would bring them here. They could get water, clean water. They could use the bathroom, and they could charge their phones and computers and whatnot. And right after Maria, you would walk in, and you would just see dozens of multiplugs and laptops and cell phones and 3DS and PSPs and whatnot. Individuals would sometimes bring their own TVs and consoles, so they could play at least for an hour, just to get some normality inside the whole maelstrom that was the aftermath of Maria.
Do me a favor. Go to wherever you get your podcast from and rate this 5 stars. Most importantly, tell a friend. It'll really help people find the podcast. You can find more information about Change Over Time at changeovertimepodcast.com. I also tweet at Daniel Alt Hist. Safe travels.